We spend our workdays longing for leisure moments, but when the night finally arrives, and perhaps this resonates with you, we end up wasting it. We mindlessly scroll through the screen, watch random videos, or simply collapse on the couch, too tired to do anything meaningful. In the last video, we began a study on simple techniques and small habits to improve the use of our post-work time. To solve this big paradox of modern daily life that afflicts us every day. If you missed it, the link to the first video is in the description. Feel free to watch it later. Regardless of the order, everything will work out fine. Now, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel to support the creation of valuable content. This helps a lot, as we are at the beginning of the channel, so even if you are watching for the first time, please take a moment to subscribe and like. Without further ado, let's dive into the content. Strategies and social dynamics beyond internal work. There is a fundamental aspect we cannot ignore: our social connections. Think about it. We've talked about physical energy, but your social energy is equally vital. Understanding and managing this aspect is essential for creating nights that recharge instead of draining you. Imagine your social energy like your phone's battery. Just like you check the battery level of your phone, it's important to recognize how much social energy you still have. This is what I call the social battery management system. Some activities and people recharge you, while others drain your energy. The secret is understanding your unique pattern. Instead of trying to maintain 20 superficial friendships, something I've learned doesn't work. Focus on cultivating 3 to 5 deep connections. These people become your night tribe, those who understand your needs, whether it's for interaction or space. Additionally, we need to talk about a delicate topic: energy vampires. I want to be clear, we're not talking about bad people. It's just those whose energy patterns don't align with yours. To handle this, I recommend a practice called social auditing. Identifying the energy vampires in your life is an essential step. Start by noticing which social interactions at night leave you more exhausted than energized. Remember, it's not about avoiding people, but about managing your interactions wisely. The social recharge protocol is like a safety net. For every hour of planned interaction, reserve 15 minutes of silence. Think of it like stretching after exercise. You don't just stop running suddenly, right? This approach completely changed my view on balance and social productivity. What if connection were a form of productivity? Those nighttime conversations, when well dosed, can recharge your creativity, emotional resilience, and problem-solving skills in ways you never imagined. Visualize your social energy like a city map. There are places that energize you, while others drain you. People who lift you up, and others who demand more than you can give at the moment. Understanding this map isn't selfish, it's sustainable. Being selective with your interactions creates more balanced and beneficial nights for everyone involved. Creative approaches to habit formation. With the social aspects clear, it's time to turn these ideas into lasting habits. Building nightly habits doesn't mean forcing yourself to change, but designing small, strategic actions that, over time, have a significant impact. The secret lies in stacking micro-habits. Instead of trying to adopt a big habit, which often fails, focus on small ones that take less than 30 seconds. For example, when entering the house, hang up your keys, take off your shoes, and change clothes. Without realizing it, you've stacked 3 micro-habits into one natural moment, creating something powerful and transformative. Find your domino nighttime habit, the one that triggers the others. For me, it's making a cup of tea. This simple action signals to my brain that the transition to the night has begun. From there, everything flows naturally. A common mistake many people make, and I've made it too, is trying to practice the same hobby every night. This is like eating the same meal every day. It gets boring. Instead, create a hobby wheel with 4 different activities, like reading, music, drawing, or crafts, and alternate between them. This variation keeps your brain engaged and eliminates boredom. Another interesting strategy is the daily experiment protocol. It might sound like something out of a lab, but it's incredibly fun. Try something new each night, even if it's as simple as sitting in a different chair or rearranging a small object in your environment. When I started doing this, my perspective changed in surprising ways. Try using your non-dominant hand for something simple or listen to music you've never heard before. These little experiments help keep your brain flexible and your nights more interesting. It's in this process where the real impact happens. Creative cross-pollination. Let your nighttime activities interact naturally. For example, if you're learning to play guitar, try drawing the chord patterns you've learned. If you're reading, mentally act out the scenes while you're alone. I discovered that this blending of activities creates incredible neural pathways, making nighttime, boredom, literally impossible. One important lesson I wish I'd learned earlier is embracing creative rest periods. There will be nights when your energy is low, and that's not a failure. In fact, it's your brain adjusting, rebooting. These moments of stillness aren't empty. They're like a fallow field, preparing for a new wave of creativity. Energy. Management and cognitive and physical optimization. All the habits we discussed require energy to be maintained. Think of your body and mind as true power plants fueling your nights. One simple yet effective approach is the movement snack. Instead of forcing yourself into a full workout when you're already tired, do small movements throughout the night. For example, stand up every 30 minutes and stretch for 60 seconds. Add jumping jacks or light exercises between tasks. These aren't full workouts, but energy boosters that revitalize you. Something notable I've observed is how nighttime energy follows a natural curve, which can be visualized as a wave. Between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m., your energy tends to drop. Then, between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., it rises again, gradually decreasing after 9 p.m. to prepare the body for sleep. Working in sync with this curve, rather than against it, is the true secret to mastering your nighttime energy. Try the energy audit technique. Think of yourself as a nighttime scientist for a week. Evaluate your energy every hour on a scale of 1 to 10, and note what you're doing: eating, working, relaxing. Soon, patterns will begin to emerge. Some activities drain your energy, while others recharge it. And remember, it's not about judgment, but discovery. Another essential concept is mental energy preservation. Your brain has a limited capacity to make decisions throughout the day, and at night, that capacity is nearly depleted. That's why you need to be selective with what consumes your mental energy. Reduce scrolling through social media, which functions as junk food for the brain. Instead, invest your attention in deep conversations or creative activities. They are the nourishment your mind needs. Your nighttime energy shouldn't be wasted but used intentionally for what really matters. Overcoming tiredness isn't about forcing yourself to keep going, but understanding and respecting your natural rhythms. When you learn to work with your body's wisdom instead of fighting against it, your nights go from exhausting to energizing. We've reached the final topic: integration strategies. Everything we've discussed so far converges to these final strategies. They're not just extra tips. They form the foundation that ties together all the other nighttime practices, creating natural harmony. The ritual of separating work from life is an essential bridge. Instead of trying to build a rigid wall between these two worlds, which usually creates more tension, we create a smooth 15-minute transition. Think of it like crossing a bridge. With each step, you leave work mode behind and enter life mode. An important idea about boundaries. They're not impenetrable walls, but gentle guides. Imagine training a puppy. Instead of imposing strict rules, you offer consistent guidance. Similarly, when work tries to invade your nights, and it will, don't confront it with resistance. Simply redirect your attention to what matters. In your personal life, just like you would guide a puppy back to its space. And finally, we come to the larger structure, the life integration framework. Your night isn't an isolated compartment. In fact, it's the foundation of everything. Every nighttime activity, no matter how small, has the power to either increase or drain the energy of the rest of your life. The secret lies in choosing activities that nourish you, creating spaces that elevate your spirit, and cultivating connections that light up your world. When you do this consistently, your night transforms into a daily celebration of who you're becoming. And remember, all these changes don't need to happen all at once. The important thing is to start. A small action today can transform the way you live tomorrow. If these ideas resonated with you, share your thoughts. I'd love to hear how these practices can impact your life. And of course, thank you for investing your time with me here. I'll see you in the next chapter of this journey towards more meaningful nights.